Hello, this is Taha.
This is Anaina,
This is Muhi Masala.
and we're here to yap at you about films we watched recently.
And today we're doing a Minecraft movie.
Fun!
I wish.
So they built all this?
Yeah, most of it. But the good stuff you see, that's all
Steve, anything you can dream about here, you can make. Zero limits.
Relax, it's just an iron golem, local security force.
Okay, so this is directed by Jared Hess, who's directed things like Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. And you can see a bit of that fun, irreverent humor coming across to this. But the tagline I have for the Minecraft movie, first and foremost, is a movie which is centered on a game or is centered around the premise of this unlimitedness of play and creativity. It's ironic that it feels so generic and boring. It is very harsh for me to say this. And I will say upfront, like if you enjoy this, I'm happy for you. I'm not trying to take that away from anyone that enjoyed this film. I think there is a charm to this film that I can acknowledge while saying it didn't connect with me. I can acknowledge that for people who are big fans of the game and someone who plays the game regularly, I can acknowledge that it can be fun to see those things interpreted in live action. And also, like, I can understand you having a nice time with this film. Not wanting to take this away from the people who've made the biggest hit of the box office so far. But what I felt going into this film was, oh my God, they had so many opportunities to do a better version of this film and just never did it.
I absolutely hate it because it's like, if we can think of better things to do with a film, us, not filmmakers, not screenwriters professionally, just general members of the public, then it just makes you feel terrified for the future of filmmaking in Hollywood.
The issue I had while going in was like, so in the first 15 minutes, there is this fun prologue with Jack Black. It's fun. It still does the thing with the other parts of the film do, which is this fun, like never taking itself seriously type humor of, oh, the children yearn for the mines. I kind of enjoyed that. Using unalive as an actual piece of dialogue in the film, stuff like that. And the first 15 minutes are fun. It shows, oh my God, Jack Black wants to go into the mines as a kid, has this yearn for adventure, gets trapped in this corporate soulless job, and then finds Minecraft. And then has this whole adventure in Minecraft. And that's just the prologue to set up the film. And that was happening. I was like, okay, this looks fun. And then the whole rest of the film happens. And I walk out and I'm like, why wasn't the first 15 minutes just the film? That was the better film you did not do.
It would have worked better as a short.
Yes, but also you could have made this the whole film. It makes sense as a film of like Minecraft as a game has just endless creativity. I genuinely, you can put any person to play it. If they have any modicum of creativeness in them, they will enjoy the game based on like how limitless it fuels your potential for enabling play and creativity. And I'm like, you captured that. You captured that in the 15 minutes of like, you understood the assignment there, bestie. And then you just like acted like you needed to do more. No, elaborate on that. Give me more of that. Jack Black is not a bad cast for this either. I want to see him in that. And he's very energetic. He's very charismatic. He's giving it all in the role. But again, then you have these 4 other cast members and they're like, why are you doing a Jumanji here? You don't need to do a Jumanji.
Oh, good God. I think in a way, then I hate Jumanji for what it's done to like game movies because it's just given them a plot, like a script, ready-made script. Exactly. It's given them a template that they can just subscribe to. And it's just like, oh, come on, man. You could do like I never got into Minecraft as a kid. I still haven't. But I understood, and I still do. Its potential for like making kids and adults, obviously, who play it, just feel free creatively for like even a second. So it sucks that, the movie that was supposed to celebrate that isn't doing that.
Yeah, exactly. So going more onto the plot, 4 people, you have Jason Momoa, who is playing Garrett, the garbage man. I forgot his last name. Listen, he's doing kind of something similar to what he did in Fast 10. And he's playing this like person who's acting so cool, but he's the butt of every joke. I personally found that grating 10 minutes in. I just cannot, it just becomes so grating to me. I, again, can acknowledge that some people found charm in that. Sure. I was just like, it would be funnier if it was actually utilized in the plot. This person whose peak moment was playing video games in high school right? This is very peak Neverland. In a movie like this, what do you think his arc would culminate to? Him coming back into games or like using his game knowledge never comes up. His knowledge of games or video games or something like a pixelated game, which is Minecraft, never comes up, never imported in the film. It feels like you did something and then you never like carried through with it. This kid, Henry, plays by Sebastian Henson, who has this creativity, can build like this jetpack out of scraps, but lacks like this, like has this thing of like, I'm destroying things. That is never really brought to anything. It doesn't culminate in any obvious arc, anything. It's also his jetpack didn't fail because he didn't understand it because bullies, which again doesn't connect back. His sister's there who has this thing of growing up too soon, again, which can connect into Minecraft. Again, it can get like, oh, you can still connect to your sense of play and everything. Is again an arc that's kind of abandoned, right? The sister is played by Emma Myers. And then Danielle Brooks, who I like, I think it's fun, plays Dawn, this real estate agent who's there. I think she's just there. Also, the sister is also just there. It sucks that the two female characters in the film have no real arcs and don't really do much in the film. They have their side quests to go to, which doesn't really add much to the film either.
I think it's just that we talk a lot about films that, have no resolution, which has like meaning and stuff. But this is the kids' film. The characters need to have resolution. And when you decide to make a lighthearted, fun, film for children, not choosing to do the characters justice, it's just letting down kids, man. And you don't want to be the person letting kids down.
Look, just finishing up, then I want to also come to the kids part as well. That is my issue with this film was like, I see something like the Lego movie, which is also fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It is about creativity. It does know what it's doing though. It has this emotional core that connects with everyone. It understands that there's a sincerity to this. I think the actors are trying to be sincere with that. I think Jack Black fully as Steve is being sincere and is acting like this is fun and relevant, everything. I just think aside from that, the writing feels so generic and bland. It feels in some places like fun. Again, it's the Jared Hess thing of like, some parts do feel comedic and there's some good fun jokes is there as well. It just feels, I feel let down because I was like, every option you got to do something better and do something creative and actually creative and smart, you went for the boring generic option and it really doesn't connect with me. Coming to the kids part. Again, I've already talked about like, hey, if you love this, it's fine. I also want to talk about like, I think why it's been successful box office wise as well. I think kids have loved it. And again, it's fine. Like, I don't think the Minions films are in any way good cinema, but kids love them. Kids regularly go see them.
I also think though the Minions films have plot, have character.
I would rather watch this than the Minions films.
Whoa, okay. Anyway.
But anyways, coming back to this. I think the reason it works financially as well, it's a very famous game. Okay, it's the best-selling video game of all time. It would have been very hard for this to fail that bad financially. Firstly, it's just that. It's just the IP behind it. Secondly, it is just wanting to go and see your memes. It's wanting to see those cultural references. The children yearn for the mines, chicken jockey. First we mine, then we craft, then we Minecraft. Stupid. It's fun, but I get you liking it. I had a friend who went to see it with his daughter who had fun because, again, you can have fun with it. I think that's why it's doing also well. I also think visually it's fun. Visually, I don't think that is where it was still creative. The mobs look like how they should look while also having this realistic CGI. It looks like a good shader pack was put onto it. If people played the game, they know what I'm talking about. So in that way, I think a lot of those elements do work. As well as that, one thing I also was happy with, and this is coming from a form of, if you watch the Uncharted movies, one thing I really have a pet peeve with specifically is they don't use the theme song, but the theme song is used well in the film. The theme song is used well in the film to indicate the sense of like, oh my God, creativeness, adventure, everything. To wrap it, if you enjoyed the song, okay, I don't want to take that away from you. But I feel this film just doesn't live up to the potential that it sets. I feel there's a much better film here that was never made. And I really wish it was. It just feels like wasted potential is what I feel. I just was like, there was something better that just was never achieved here. So those were our thoughts. Thank you for tuning in. This podcast is produced solely by us with musical assets from Pixabay. Thank you for tuning in. See you again next time.
Bye-bye.